Our next speaker is Leslie Cagan. She's the National Coordinator of United for Peace and Justice, the largest anti-war coalition in the United States. Has over 1,400 members. Leslie.
Thank you. Thank you. And when we say 1,400 members, we mean member organizations. We represent literally hundreds of thousands of people all around this country who say no to this war in Iraq, the occupation in Iraq that never should have happened, a war based on lies. There were no weapons of mass destruction. There was no tie to Al-Qaeda and the events of 9/11. And there was no threat from Iraq to our nation. This war that never should have happened now must end. This war that we've been in for 3.5 years, which is about the same time that this country was engaged in World War II. This war must end. This occupation must end. It is time to bring the troops home. It is time to bring all of the troops home. We are here today on the kickoff activity of a week of events, not only here in Washington, but throughout this nation. More than 500 organizations in every state of this country have signed on to this week of activities. More than 300 anti-war events and activities will be taking place over the course of this week in over 150 cities. In many of those places, people will do what we have been doing for 3.5 years, really for 4 years, since before the war started. People will be marching and rallying and vigiling. People will be visiting their elected officials, their members of Congress. People will be demanding that the media tell the real story. And in many, many places, people, sometimes for the first times in their lives, will be committing acts of nonviolent civil disobedience and civil resistance. It is time to escalate our tactics, to expand our efforts, to bring up the heat, if you will, and put the pressure on not only the White House, which started this war and continues to defend this war, but also to the people down the avenue in the Congress who make it possible for this war to continue every day. They have the power to end the war. They can cut off the money. And when the money stops, the war will end and the troops will come home. So this week, we not only address ourselves to George Bush and his cronies, we also are demanding that the United States Congress, the people we sent to Congress to represent us, we demand that they act in accordance with the wishes of most people in this country. The war has to end. It has to end now. We today will shortly take an action here. We're going to have, I think Susan's still here, we're going to have some questions and answers. But after we're done with this press event, we will be delivering our message to the White House. So we hope you'll stay with us through that. We'll tell you more about that in a minute. Thank you.